Naples Community Park, not that far from some of the most gorgeous white sand beaches anywhere in the entire world. And we are happy to bring you coverage here on Pickleball Channel inside Naples Community Park. Welcome to Zing Zang Championship Court. Dave Benz hanging out with Mark Renison. Melissa McCurley will be along a little bit later on in the broadcast. Yesterday on our live stream broadcast, Mark, we featured the men. Today, we flipped the script. It's all about the women here in Naples.
That's right. We've got a lot of exciting action coming up today. Different skill levels, different players, some who we know quite well and some who are going to be surprises today.
It should be fun. We'll see Jen Dawson, Cammie McGregor for sure. Some of the other contestants are still trying to play their way to the championship court. This event, bigger and better than ever before. Over 2,100 players registered this year. And not only is it the size that makes this event different, but there are some other factors that make it unique. For more on that, let's get it to Rusty House.
Hey, it's Rusty from Pickleball Channel. We've had a great week so far. One of the unique things about this tournament, it was the first tournament in the history of the sport to have a pro-only division. That pro division is spreading to many other tournaments around the world. In addition, they wanted to make sure that the gold medalists were undefeated. That means the two teams that make their way all the way through that winner's bracket, they have to both be undefeated in order to compete for that cherished gold medal. So, Dave, we're going to see some more action and find out who the champions are today. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Rusty. Mark, you've been around a lot of tournaments. How much do the players like that, knowing that you have to be undefeated to be able to win a gold?
You know, it means that if you win this tournament, you really deserved it. We're seeing a lot of emotion this week here at the tournaments because if you lose in the tournament, you go, that's it. You can't win gold anymore. And so it makes it unique, a little bit of added pressure, but also a lot more reward when you do come through with the gold.
Yeah, and it means every match along the way, not just the ones here on Championship Court, are very meaningful, and that's why people are paying attention to every match, including our Melissa McCurley, who will be joining us shortly here on the broadcast. We're going to take a time out. When we come back, we'll bring you the action as Day 5 continues here in Naples, Florida. We are just about ready for action here in Naples, Florida. Zing Zang Championship Court. It is the women's 4-5, age 19 to 49 gold medal match. The #1 seeded team coming into this tournament, Rachel Oxenden and Cam Thompson. They are in the far court, and they're taking on the 18th seeded BARBERA KERR and Kim Brent. And BARBERA KERR and Kim Brent, they no longer have the same last name. That's because Kim married into the Brent family, but yes, they are mother and daughter. The mother-daughter combo in the near court, and the combo of Oxenden and Thompson in the far court, and we are underway. 0-0-1.
You see Barbara's paddle. It's got her grandkids on it, it looks like. Customized paddle. Mark just spotted that right away.
Yeah, and Kim, her daughter, just gave birth to her second child, so second grandchild for Barbara. And Kim just gave birth 4 months ago and is already back here playing for gold now. Her and her mother have played together in pickleball tournaments in the past, mostly in Canada. They hail from Canada. Barbara spends her time split between Canada and Florida, very wisely.
It is nice to have the best of both worlds that way if you can. And then they're playing Cam Thompson and Rachel Oxenden. Cam out of Indiana and Rachel out of Colorado.
And both Cam and Rachel are pickleball coaches when they're not competing. Rachel with TMPR Sports, and Cam is with Pickleball Rocks, based in Fort Wayne, Indiana.
These ladies started playing at 9 a.m. this morning. It has been pretty hot today.
Say more humid today as well. Cam.
Yeah, more humid. Rachel and Cam, 1, 2, 3, 4 matches to get here.
Great action going on between these two before Barbara finally hits it into the net.
I expect we're going to see a lot of points like that. Thompson, you'll see, she's got that black hat on, the long pants. She is, one, she's not very tall as it is, but two, she's so athletic. Watch how low she gets to be able to defend against some of these fast balls. She's going to get a lot of balls back in play and really make the other team work for it.
Thompson is the youngest of the quintet on the court right now. She's just 30 years old. Barbara Kerr is the oldest at 64. Her daughter, Kim, is 35. And Rachel Oxenden, 44 years old.
And folks wonder, you know, this is a 19 to 49 bracket, but you can always play down in age. That's no problem, and play up in skill.
Oxenden with the quick hands to put it away.
Yeah, that was a backhand too. It's not the easiest shot.
First of 4 matches we'll be bringing you here today on the live stream via Pickleball channel and Facebook. And Thompson puts it into the net. So 0-1-2 now.
0-1-2.
I do like that custom paddle.
You need one.
Well, everybody needs a custom paddle, but to get it.
Well, what would you put on yours?
It's a good question. I don't know that I would put my son on it because I'd feel like I was, you know, just hitting him every time I hit the ball.
Some of the viewers on must have been really excited about the U.S. versus Canada yesterday. We have Gib Reffett saying this is a repeat USA versus Canada on the women's. Yesterday was Men's Day. Today's Women's Day.
Yeah, and that was how we opened our coverage yesterday.
It
was
was
USA versus Canada.
So please share this out with your friends. A lot of great pickleball to watch here this afternoon.
One of the things that we're tracking here in the booth, thanks to our statistician, Chad Edwards, is the depth of the return of serve, where the players are standing when they're hitting that third shot, which is a function of how deep the return is, as well as what kind of third shot is. We see a nice lob hit there by Thompson.
It was a great job by Barbara to get over there and get it, and then that one just hits the inline.
Yeah, but you know, what Cam's doing there is really trying to keep the Canadians back on that back line, which is what you want to do. It's a lot harder if you're on the defense that way to be able to get yourself an offensive position up on the kitchen line.
Unforced error there as Kim Brent tried to short hop it.
So some people will notice right now that Oxenden and Thompson are stacking, both players on the same side of the court. That's because they prefer to have Thompson on the left side of the court, also known as the odd side, and Oxenden on the right. So now that their score is even, they're going to be back to a normal setup, more traditional setup. But the next time they win a point, you'll see them stack again so that they can play on their preferred side.
2-1-2 here now. Make it 3-1-2. And Melissa, I talked about the seeding. It's the #1 seed against the 18 seed. Both of these teams undefeated to get here to championship court. How unusual is it to see an 18 seed advance this far?
Yeah, in pickleball, it actually is unusual to see an 18 seed advance this far. It's usually pretty predictable in the top 6 or 7 seeds of who's going to be here in the final. So hats off to Barbara.
And should they win, I have a hunch their seeding will go up a little bit for future matches.
Yeah, it's you say that. That's actually true. You know, they're an 18 seed. They beat a lot of teams today they weren't expected to beat. So as a result, they should see a little improvement in their individual ratings.
Oxenden and Thompson did a great job there making Brent and Kerr get out of position as Barbara was running all over the court. Eventually the point for the #1 seeded team. And they're on a little bit of a roll right now, making 5 straight points for Oxenden and Thompson.
And we're going to have a timeout because of it.
Here, the score is 5-1-2.
Kerr and Brent trying to stop the momentum. Oxenden and Thompson, it took them a little bit to get things rolling, but now they indeed are moving forward. 5-1 here in game 1. Oh, it is a fantastic day here at East Naples Community Park. The Margaritaville bikes on display. Margaritaville, a fantastic sponsor here of the Minto U.S. Open Pickleball Championships. There's also the VIP Margaritaville Lounge. You can see it past the far end of the court there. And great to spend a little time in there between matches, getting a chance to speak with some of the people, some of the sponsors of this event, some of the great fans that come out here to this event.
I wish they could move the booth into Margaritaville.
I don't know if that would make for better or
Okay,
worse
time in.
commentary.
Well, mine could get real
5-1.
interesting.
It'd be
I
more
assure you.
interesting, yes. 5-1 lead. 5 consecutive points have been ripped off here by Oxenden and Thompson. And that streak finally will come to an end, at least momentarily, as the serve will head back over to Kerr and Brent.
1-5-1.
Yeah, and what do you think, Mark, they were talking about in that timeout? I know that they're struggling just a little bit to be able to get up here and get into that slow game, maybe quicker to the line, maybe more consistency. What do you think?
Well, we saw right there a good example of handling the lob. Thompson's been playing that lob really well earlier in this match, and it's been able to get over Brent's head. And that time she made no mistake. So I think they're talking about looking for that lob, anticipating it, and when that ball comes to really take advantage.
And that's just a little bit long by Oxenden. So Kerr and Brent have closed it to a 2-point gap.
3-5-1.
Thanks to everybody who's watching the live stream today, commenting. We appreciate it. Brett Lewis saying, looks like the mother-daughter team, that the mom is actually the stronger player.
Well, one of the things we're seeing actually is that so far every single third shot from Oxenden and Thompson has been a drop, and every single drop has been hit to Kim. So our viewer might be right here, at least in terms of what Oxenden and Thompson are thinking. You can see them isolating her right there and winning the point. Expect that pattern to continue.
3-5-2.
The unforced error will make it 3-5-2 now, as Barbara will take over the serve.
Here comes the isolation again. Oh, she's going for it. Yeah, a bit too much.
Yeah, she wanted that cross-court shot, had the angle, didn't get the height. Hello to Brian Benson, excuse me, watching from North Vancouver, British Columbia at 11:47 a.m. in Vancouver.
Have you ever been to North Vancouver?
I've never been to Vancouver.
We lived there for 6 years, and it is unbelievable. It is gorgeous there. The pickleball scene, by the way, in British Columbia is really growing. I know in North Vancouver they have a lot of programs. Even at the tennis club that I used to coach out there, they're now introducing pickleball as well.
Yeah, Vancouver is definitely on the list of places I would like to get to.
Right after Italy, right?
Well, I'm going to Italy. I'll be in Italy next week. By the way, if we have anybody in Italy watching this stream, my friend who I was supposed to go with had something come up. Cannot go. I'm going solo now to Italy. I know no one. I speak no Italian, so hit me up here on the stream.
He needs a travel companion.
Yes.
So pay attention here to what Kerr and Brent are doing. They're trying to figure out how to solve this problem so that Kerr isn't isolated quite so much. Brent, that is. And so sometimes they're switching sides. Here comes the isolation again. Sometimes they're switching sides. Sometimes they're staying, trying to keep. That's why they've been keeping the ball away from Barbara.
But our Barbara was like, you can only keep it away from me for so long,
That's right?
I mean, I'm impressed by the quickness and the hands of Barbara Kerr. She is really, and it seems like she's able to cover a lot of ground on the court.
Well, I tell you, my mom's much the same. I get isolated when I'm on the court with her because she's just too good.
I hear that you are pretty outstanding yourself, though. The intel I've been getting is watch out for Melissa McCurley on the pickleball court.
Well, I am definitely a competitor. I like to compete, just don't get to do it very often.
Oxenden, you heard the reaction. She'd like to have that one back as she hits it long. Closes it to 5-6-1.
So going on a little bit of a run here. Maybe that timeout worked well. You can see the Thompson and Oxenden still targeting Brent.
Yeah, and that time it pays off. Moves to 5-6-2.
5-6-2.
The Kerr-Brent family is watching from Ottawa, Ontario, which is where they live. Fun fact, Dave and Melissa, Ottawa, Ontario is my hometown. I grew up there, spent my whole childhood there. Ottawa's Canada's capital. It's a beautiful place to be, especially in the summertime.
I got to find a way to get up there, Mark. You can show me around.
I love watching Cam Thompson rip those forehands. We haven't seen many of those in this match.
Yeah.
She went for the touch there, unable to get it over the net.
That is the first drive of the whole match.
She's got great power for such a little lady. Oh, the UK has joined us again. Welcome, Faye. And we also have Gail from Bonita Springs was here at the tournament in person. Gail, I wish she could have stayed. The energy here is fantastic, as you know. Great crowds. Stadium is full. Watching this women's doubles 4-5, 19 to 49 match. It is women's doubles day all day today.
We had the men yesterday, as we talked about at the top of the broadcast. The women featured today. We will have one more day of live streaming tomorrow, and then Saturday will be live to tape for CBS Sports Network.
Yeah, we have some great matches coming up all weekend, and if you're in the area, I recommend you coming out. We've got this match going on here, but we've got all 49 courts full out there with some more fantastic matches all over here at the East Naples Community Park. Beautiful day, a little warm.
Yeah, a little warm. The humidity, I'm going to guess, a little more than it was yesterday. We were shocked that it was only 50-something%. By the way, in case you're wondering, mark your calendar. The live to tape airing on CBS Sports Network will be at 7 Eastern time on May 7th. Great hands there by Oxenden as she just kind of flicks it in the direction of Kerr. Barbara couldn't catch up with it.
It's so important that players can put away balls on both their forehand and backhand side. I know when I'm coaching, that's often one of the complaints that people have is that they can finish those points when the ball comes to their forehand, but when it comes to their backhand side, they have trouble generating the speed. And as we can see there from Oxenden, that's such an important skill to develop if you want to take advantage of the opportunities you have to win.
And that was a good choice there by Kim to go down the line kind of hard on the backhand of Cam.
Yeah, Cam is a couple of times now, guys. She's tried to hit a finesse shot, and it has not worked. Either gone into the net or gone out of bounds.
And Kim's doing a better job. We know they've been trying to isolate her. She's doing a better job getting the ball back in play, keeping the ball unattackable, if you will. Down and low. There was a good example. And then there we go. Oh,
unforced error there.
I was complimenting her. Oh,
she
had it. So that's exactly what they needed to do, right? Be patient, set themselves up. It was there for the put away.
And so, you know, right now, if I'm Kerr and Brent, I think, look, we're doing the right thing. We've got the right plan. We just need to be able to finish that point. Don't change those things.
Hello to Buffalo, New York.
And Hong Kong.
And Hong Kong.
This is going to be trouble.
Oh, you nailed it.
Yeah. So what I don't understand is, so this is one of the axioms that I think, unfortunately, has been in pickleball for too long, which is once you get up to the line, you should never back off. By not backing off there, by not backing up, they knew the ball was going to be hit hard. I'm not sure why they stayed at that kitchen line, making themselves virtual sitting ducks. It's important when you realize the ball is going to come hard that you back up to give yourself more space, to give yourself more time, to maybe have a chance to get your paddle on the ball.
Well, some people just have different philosophy on that, kind of me included, is that I'm kind of in a position where I can't get back there. I might as well stand my ground and
hope for the best.
Hope for the best, yeah. Maybe I just need to get faster.
Yeah, and look, I get it. You know, it would be much better to be all the way back behind the baseline, right? To give yourself as much time as possible. And it'd be nice to be able to press pause and back up to set yourself where you want. But in lieu of that, to back up a step or two, to still give yourself time to be set and be prepared, that transition zone that you and I talked about before, which I think wisely is being referred to less and less as no man's zone.
Yep.
Because that's an important part of the court to play from. And so we'll see if the next time that happens, if Kerr and Brent decide to take a slightly more defensive position, a little bit back off the line.
Timeout here. This score is 9-8-1. This
Good
is
stuff,
a 1
Mark.
minute
Thank you.
timeout.
We'll go out on the court. We'll go on the court,
Okay.
Melissa.
All right. All right.
All right, we're going to have a timeout here right now, and we will be back to East Naples Community Park in a moment. And welcome back here in Naples, Florida. It's not only a pickleball tournament, it is a party, unlike any other in the sport of pickleball. Quite an event if you ever have a chance to get down here, whether you're fortunate enough to be able to register as a player or come here as a spectator. It is certainly phenomenal, as this has become the pickleball capital of the world.
Yeah, definitely so, Dave and Mark. And there's, it's become pretty famous outside here at Stadium Court in Tent City. Tent City is packed this year, and there is a lot of fun social atmosphere going on out there in that tent.
Oxenden hits it into the net. I had a nice conversation with Jim Ludwig, who's the tournament director last night, and Jim is astonished at how much this is growing, and that there are plans for this to get bigger and better. And I'm not gonna pull back the curtain quite yet, because I don't know what has been officially announced and what hasn't been, but I can tell you it's going to expand.
Second server.
So what a great get there. That was game point, by the way, that Brent and Kerr had. A terrific lob. Kerr got back, got the ball, but it's going to be important that Brent goes back with her. Here's another game point.
Yeah, and a lot of folks on the live feed are recognizing the strategy here. One thing, Mark, someone mentioned is that the Cam is getting a lot of balls. She's a solid dinker. Kind of wondering why they're not testing her partner.
I think one of the appeals, you know, when you look at two players, Oxenden is much taller than Thompson and has a much longer reach. And so it becomes less of a threat when you go across to Thompson, who can't reach quite so far as Oxenden could. So it might not be so much about, hey, we think she's a poor dinker, let's see if we can exploit that. It could be that we're just trying to avoid the length of Oxenden.
Chance to tie this thing up, and instead it'll move over to the second server. So Thompson will take over a serve with a chance to tie it.
9-10-2.
And we've got Brett Lewis making some comments back to the strategy piece I was talking to. He's loving the game of the mom-daughter. Daughter's solid dropping and slow gaming to set up the mom, and mom is coming in and bringing the heat and covering the backcourt well.
Unfortunate bounce there off the net, and now a chance to close out the game.
There you go. That's what I mean by Oxenden, how far she can reach. Sure, Thompson hit the last shot there, but it was the two from Oxenden before where she could get the ball when it was still above net level, hit with speed, and set up her partner. Another game point.
Oh, long, and the serve will head back over to Oxenden and Thompson.
Mom looked like she was having a little bit of a conversation on that one.
Yeah, there's an opportunity. I mean, that's a tough one to miss there.
8-10-1.
Being able to have a little bit more of a downward angle would have meant she could put the ball in the court, but instead it sails long, and it looks like they've got the wrong server.
Oh, no.
And
Referee error, you're short.
just
okay, there we go. Referee made the error, was the correct server. We're going to replay that point.
wow.
Score is now, 9-10-1.
So 9-10-1 again.
And what a great first game this one is.
Second
We've
serve.
seen a little bit of everything. It's certainly tightened the score. What are we looking at on the stats?
That is the 11th unforced error from Thompson
9-10-2.
and Oxenden. Just 8 from Kerr and Brent.
Oxenden hits it long,
Side out.
and so now again a chance to serve out the game. Another look at it.
10-9-1.
Kerr and Brent a little bit like cats out here. Another chance, another life they have here.
Oxenden puts it away on the backhand.
Yep, so there's that reach that we talked about. Especially risky when you go down the line, where down the line you have less distance to work with, less room to work with. I could maybe see a case being made for going cross court to Oxenden, where you have a little more room, but a down the line dink to a player with her reach is risky. Another game point.
It's the third time Kerr and Brent have had the serve with a chance to close out the game.
That's risky.
Oh, look at that.
And how about that? It's the third time that Oxenden and Thompson have broken the serves to be able to get it back.
Yeah, Oxenden and Thompson have to feel like they've got to close out here. They can't keep squandering these opportunities to not score any points. Let's see what they can do here. Brent has got to be happy about that.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, she held in tough there. She had an earlier opportunity. Here we go. You can see.
9-10-2.
So 9-10-2.
Here comes the drive.
Oh.
10-10.
Yeah, I think that was a bit of a strategic mistake. She was went around to sort of jump the corner, as we say, but wasn't high enough to really earn it, to put the ball away before it bounced. She ended up putting herself out of position. 10-10, remember this is a win by 2 match, win by 2 game.
Yeah, nice concentration. That's not easy to do when the ball's coming off the net like that.
So
And a timeout.
Yep, timeout being taken at 10-10-1 with Kerr and Brent taking over the serve. We'll step aside for a moment as well. Back here at the Minto U.S. Open Pickleball Championships. Dave Benz, Melissa McCurley, and Mark Renison along with you. Of course, Melissa with pickleballtournaments.com. Mark Renison is with Third Shot Sports. And guys, it is a whole lot of fun being here on this live stream. Gorgeous day here in Naples, Florida. What a first match we've had as we are going into now a 10-10 situation in this first game between Oxenden Thompson, the #1 seed, and the 18 seed team of Kerr and Brent.
We've seen a little bit of everything in this match. It's, you know, we've seen some drives, we've seen drops, we've seen some just strategy.
Some great lobs.
Great lobs.
This has been a 30-minute game, this first game.
Wow.
We're approaching 30 minutes right now.
Yeah.
We're going to see if Kim Brent can continue to be steady here. Barbara Kerr looking to, there it is. Well done by Brent. Sets up another game point.
Wonder if Chad could tell us how many game points we've had, because they've broken serve every single time, have Oxenden and Thompson.
11-10-1.
11-10-1. Oh, what a shot by Thompson. She went to that well a couple of times, finally able to get that one past Kerr and just in bounds.
Yeah, look at that ball. It's the top spin on this ball. We talked yesterday about the importance or the prevalence of the two-handed backhand. That's partly so you can create more spin. Here's another game point, Kerr and Brent.
11-10-2. And make it 10-11-1 as the serve will change sides.
That is a solid inside-out overhead smash from Cam Thompson. When Barbara Kerr came near the booth to collect the ball, she said that was a bad choice.
10-11-1.
And
Kerr trying to get it past Thompson.
here we go. Ooh.
Brent hits
Around
it
the
into
post. There it is.
Oh!
Wow.
Wow, what a sequence. Wow, that had everything.
So this around the post, you'll see it clips off the top of the net here. Look how wide it goes. Oxenden gets to it. And Kerr tries to defend against the ATP, but the ball goes off the edge of her paddle into the crowd. And that's a side out.
So 11-11-1.
Pardon me, a point, 11-11.
11-11-1.
That was exciting. That fired them up and fired this crowd up too.
If you're watching the live stream, please hit the share button. This is great action.
Oh, wow. And look at that two-handed backhand she just unleashed down the middle. And, you know, that was changing it up, Mark. We've not really seen that out of Cam yet.
No, I expect we're going to see more of it in game number 2.
And for the first time in this match, it is game point in favor of Oxenden Thompson, who have staved off a number of potential game points by Kerr and Brent. Thompson able to catch up to it.
Oh, wow!
What a finish to game 1!
She's like, I'm not just 4'11". She went up for that.
Yeah, look at this. Not a bad idea once you have Thompson not close to the net to play the lob, but the lob's got to be hit deeper than that. Thompson gets back, so athletic, puts it away.
Thompson making her friends at Pickleball Rocks excited. They take game 1.
Oh, the U.S. Open, Minto U.S. Open. It's more than a tournament. It's really an event. And as a player, it's more than about playing. It's about the whole atmosphere and the socialization of all the players and spectators and the camaraderie that goes along with it. It's just unbelievable. It's great.
We are pleased to be a part of this year's U.S. Open Pickleball Championships, and it has become really a highlight. I know on my calendar, I look forward to coming down here every April and being a part of this atmosphere.
Oh, it's fun. It's historic, and the atmosphere here under the center court is unlike any other in pickleball.
Next year, we got to get you playing in the tournament too, Dave.
Well,
I'll partner with you.
Okay, all right. Well, you'll have to carry the load. I'll be getting targeted a lot. I am definitely not in the 4 to 5 area skill level. But
we'll play age group. It'll be fine.
There you go. I do have the benefit of being able to go into the senior division now since I'm turning 50 in May.
This is the
So
start of
that
game
would be,
2.
you know.
You'll have to play down and play with me. So
That's very true, yes.
We'll do mixed doubles. I can be a
there you
senior
go.
too.
That's right.
All right, so how
Zero,
about that,
zero.
that first game we saw here as Oxenden and Thompson, they broke serve at least 7, if not 8 times when Kerr and Brent could have won game 1, and the #1 seed holding on to win that first game 13-11. They fall behind early here 1-0. They're vying our Kerr and Brent, who are actually Kerr and Kerr, because Barbara Kerr and Kim Brent are mother-daughter. They're vying to be the second family affair that has won gold that we've seen in as many days, and that shot just long by Barbara Kerr. Yesterday we had, in the afternoon, we had Rosti and William Sobek win a gold medal in the 5-0, 19-49 bracket.
Yeah, William just 15 years old. Some exciting pickleball on this court yesterday.
That was the best match we saw in center court yesterday.
It definitely was.
And we had it on the live stream for you as well. We thank everybody who's been watching as we are tied up 1-1-1 in the early going of game 2.
And yesterday's matches are still on the Pickleball Channel Facebook page, recorded, if you want to go back and look after today's women's live stream matches and later this evening.
Watch at your leisure. Oxenden unable to catch up with that one on the backhand, so 1-1-2 now as Oxenden and Thompson continue to stack.
Yeah, now Mark mentioned that we thought we'd see more power coming from Cam in this second match. So let's see if that holds true. I think it's a great idea if she does. They seem more comfortable, Kerr.
Yeah, one of the differences that we can see now, the Thompson and Oxenden have the wind in their face this time, so that power will be neutralized just a little bit, which does mean, though, that she can swing freely. She can go for a little bit more. We did see only 2 third-shot drives the entire first game. Remember, that was a 30-minute long game. 24 points, and we only saw 3 third-shot drives, 2 third-shot drives, and so let's see if that changes a little bit here as Thompson and Oxenden look to take a little more control of the game early on.
Tell you what, Thompson, her extension is impressive. She really plays a lot taller than her stature.
She does, and her consistency is quite impressive as well. Well, obviously she's got speed.
It's a nice cross-court dink from Brent.
Yeah, Oxenden unable to catch up with it.
1-1-2.
Oxenden on the serve now. And that is long. Oxenden, an interesting story. She lived in Hong Kong for a couple of years, traveled extensively throughout Asia as part of an international dragon boat racing team.
What? What's involved in dragon boat racing?
I have no idea. That's
I'm a semi-expert on this.
You are not.
My wife was at the World Championships. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, here comes good defense there from Brent.
Yeah.
That's what Kerr and Brent need, and you can see Barbara Kerr supporting her daughter, saying, that's what you got to do. Just hang in there. You don't have to do too much with the ball on those offensive shots. Just block them back.
Did you see her stand her ground?
She stood her ground, which wasn't too bad in that case because Oxenden was hitting it back from 3/4 quarter deeper. And that's a place that's easier to defend from. It's a different story if your opponents are standing right on the kitchen. Nice try, Melissa.
I thought I was going to get away with it. We got a question here, Mark, from Greg Smith. Can the line judges call faults when a player steps on the sideline during an Ernie?
Yes.
And around the post shot there, did it land in?
Looks like it was called in by the referee.
And the crowd applauding the effort out of Oxenden. That's the second time we've seen her hit a successful around the post shot in this match.
One of the things I've noticed in this match, and we saw 4 or 5 examples in that one point there, there were a number of balls that were sort of marginal. They weren't obvious enough that you could clearly hit hard as an offensive shot, and not low enough that you were clearly had to play a dink. There were a lot of marginal balls, and I'm looking for some of these women to start to be a little more aggressive on those balls, rather than sort of being a little more complacent, sitting back, just playing a neutralizing shot instead of an offensive one.
So 2-2-2. Oxenden with the backhand to put it away and get the serve back for her side.
And both of these teams, Mark, seem very comfortable with their game style and their plan and what they've come forward with here. Not really looking to change anything up. Just really trying to be patient and looking for the other team to make the mistake. That's certainly what I'm seeing here from both teams.
Yeah, that's right. It looks like we just saw a mental mistake right there.
3-2-1.
With the wrong server serving, and that cost the side out for Brent and Kerr.
So 3-2-1 off the net.
See, that's one of those marginal. That was a chance for Oxenden.
Point.
Kerr, the unforced error into the net, and makes it 4-2-1.
4-2-1.
Oxenden looks much happier to attack and to speed up the ball on her backhand side than her forehand. It's partly a function of her grip, the way that she holds it, almost like she's
4-2-2.
almost like when she's up at the net, holding a frying pan, and so it really sort of makes the backhand very strong, forehand a little bit less so.
Well, from what we've seen, you can understand why. That backhand long by Cam Thompson. So Thompson will take over the service. Thompson is looking for her second ever gold medal here at the U.S. Open Pickleball Championship. She won gold in the mixed doubles 4.0, ages 19 to 49 last year, along with Jason Neuenschwander.
Side out.
It's her other half.
As a mixed doubles partner.
Yes.
The line judge saw it out.
As a mixed doubles partner.
But you know what, Jason and Cami, I met them a couple years ago in Indianapolis when I was doing some coaching, and those two travel. It's amazing. They travel extensively. They both have very supportive families. Jason's got a ton of kids, and they travel all over the place playing these mixed doubles events together.
Yeah, they're listed as being out of Indianapolis, but Pickleball Rocks headquartered in Fort Wayne. That's a little drive right there. Timeout here in Naples. Back in a moment. Gorgeous Thursday afternoon here in Naples, Florida, and we've got a good match going here in the women's 4-5 19 to 49 gold medal match. The #1 seed
Pickleball
team
channel,
of Rachel Oxenden and Cam Thompson against the 18th seeded Barbara Kerr and Kim Brent. And Melissa, we talked about the seedings earlier. Is it possible that Kerr and Brent were underseeded coming into this tournament?
Your timeouts remaining. Score a time in.
Anything's possible.
Or if they just overplayed their normal level of expectations.
Yeah, so they were, you know, certainly properly seated here. So I think we can say that they played above their what was expected for them to play today. Solid competition in the 4-5 skill level.
And it's a pleasant surprise. But I mean, that just shows you the depth of this tournament too, and the quality of players that are in this tournament.
Yeah, this is certainly a large international event, and people like to come here and really test their skills.
Oxenden, we talked about the backhand. She says, I have a forehand too.
That she does. That was with some authority.
We still haven't seen a single third shot drive yet from Kerr and Brent.
3-4-2.
I think it's pretty safe to say we can expect a drop here on this third shot, but let's see. Maybe they'll surprise us with the wind at their back.
We've got Finland and Mexico both checking in on the stream. 15 countries and 46 states represented in this year's tournament, and the unforced error there. And so it will move to 4-3-1. The serve changing side now back to Oxenden and Thompson.
So Jose is asking about any tournaments in Robeson Ranch, Texas. There certainly are. You can go to pickleballtournaments.com and look at tournaments by country and state to see which ones are not only at Robeson Ranch, but in Texas. Texas pickleball is certainly growing just like it is all over the world.
Oxenden's backhand comes up short, so move to 4-3-2. Joanne Brent saying she's waving the Canadian flag for this mother-daughter team of Kerr and Brent.
I also have a question about the 3-5 55+ gold medal match. No, that's not scheduled to be broadcast here this afternoon. We will have a 5-0 19-49 match right after this one, followed by the senior pro women's gold medal match and then the senior pro women's bronze medal match. We've got a lot of great pickleball coming up.
We would love to be able to stream every match going on in this tournament, but Melissa, what is the number of matches this year?
We have 4,300 matches that will be played. We have already played 3,154 of those matches going into this day. 4,300
matches. It takes a lot of manpower to be able to bring you this multi-camera live stream with the replays and the graphics. So unfortunately, we cannot. We've got a team of about, I would say, 15 to 20 people working just in our group. So multiply that out by the number of matches, and you would understand the manpower it would take to do that.
Yeah, just we got some 500 volunteers that are supporting this particular tournament, doing a fantastic job. It's a lot. It's a lot of work to put on and organize something that has over 2,000 players, 50 courts here in East Naples Community Park. So, and it creates a lot of electricity for us to enjoy.
Crossing shot goes wide by Barbara Kerr, so make it 5-4-1. I found it interesting to read that not all of the volunteers are just local here in Florida. There are actually volunteers that fly in from parts all over the country to be a part of this event.
They certainly do. People get really excited and they want to line up. We already got people asking when can we sign up for next year? So the pickleball community is a very giving community of their time and their talents, and it's a real family, if you will, and it's a very special game to be a part of.
7-4-1 now is a little bit of momentum being gained by Oxenden and Thompson. They're starting to be able to smell the finish line. Now 3 points away from closing out this match as it moves to 8-4-1.
You can see Oxenden and Thompson starting to hit balls a little harder here. We saw a drive from Thompson. We saw a much faster serve from Oxenden than she's normally been hitting.
And Oxenden wishing she had let that one go. Cam Thompson was trying to tell her to let it go.
It was smart by Kim. Oxenden went running in for a ball that was really, she wasn't really in position for, and Kim took advantage of that by putting it right back at her. There really wasn't much she could do. Oh,
that's the ball that Kerr wants back. Right idea, good idea to make your opponents run if possible.
Yeah, she recognized that both were back on the baseline, but she couldn't execute it.
No.
So
9-4-2. 1 minute timeout.
And a smart timeout here. You can't take them home with you.
And we'll take a break as well. Back to Naples in a moment. Back here in the Zing Zang Championship Court, the 2019 Minto U.S. Open Pickleball Championships powered by Margaritaville continue. Our live stream continues thanks to the 477 of you who are currently streaming this event. Please hit that share button and let everybody know that we are live until just after 6 p.m. Eastern. This is the first of 4 matches we're bringing your way, and we are closing in potentially on a championship point as Oxenden and Thompson control the serve 9-4-2 as they look to inch even closer to taking the gold medal.
Yeah, and this has just been a fantastic match to watch.
9. I should tell you that you have 1 timeout remaining here. You have 1 timeout remaining. The score
the official noting the score and the timeouts remaining for each team.
Yeah, the scoreboard here on center court is something new that the U.S. Open has added this year. They also added 6 more dedicated pickleball courts.
Oxenden putting it away right at Kerr. We mentioned how fast Kerr's hands have been, but not fast enough that time, and now we are on championship point.
10-4-2.
Oxenden hits it right into Brent, and that will do it. The #1 seeded team of Oxenden and Thompson, they defeat Team Canada. The mother-daughter combo will have to settle for the silver.
Yeah, that ball just up a little bit too high. Oxenden knows what to do with that. Hit that hard right at your opponent's body. Overwhelming.
And they win it 13-11, 11-4. We will present the medals and hear from the winners coming up in just a moment. Stay with us here from Naples, Florida. Let's hear it for your gold medalists here. And the 4-5, 19-49 division. And let's present them with their gold medals.
Congratulations to you. Great job, Rachel. You played hard today. And here's your commemorative hat, too. One of a kind, right? Congratulations. And Cam, we have something for you as well. It's always nice to see you, Cam. Great job. You guys played really strong. We're also proud of both of you. Great job. Great job, everybody.
Rachel, I want to ask you about this game. Game 1, it looked like they had you guys on the ropes. You guys staved off 7 points in which they could have won the game. How big was that, and how much did that change momentum?
It was huge. I mean, we were just trying to put pressure on them, and we never, ever quit. And I think the ATP at the end kind of changed the course of the game, and so we just tried to pressure them.
You had 2 impressive ATPs during that match, and you had a couple of real impressive put-downs. I mean, you skied for some shots that it didn't look like you'd be able to get to. Have you played that way your entire career?
Yes. Being short, I have to try to get everything back. Just hope they miss. Yeah, especially when my partner dives for a ball, I got to get the next one back.
Before I let you go, I do have to ask you, I got this off your LinkedIn page, Dragon Boat Racing in Asia. What is that?
I used to live in Hong Kong, and I was a part of an international dragon boat racing team. It's 20 girls on a boat and 500-meter races, so yeah, it's great.
Well, impressive that you were able to do that at a high level, and now you have a gold medal here at the U.S. Open. One more time, let's hear it for our gold medalists, our team of Oxenden and Thompson. Congratulations, ladies, and with that, we're going to take a timeout. Our live coverage on Pickleball Channel from Naples, Florida will continue in a few moments.